We're here at McCarthy Tire Service in Wilkes-Barre. We're talking MMI Prep Golf, and Ryan Jastrzemski is with us. And Ryan, let's talk a little bit about this year's team. Some positive results we've seen early.
Yeah, the kids are playing great. We have a 9-1 record so far. Yesterday, our win over Nanticoke clinched us at least a tie, for our division title in Wyoming Valley Conference Division 4. So we'll be in the league playoff. So very excited about that. Kids are playing great. They're really excited and playing good golf.
Talk about as a coach on a golf team, little things that you're probably always talking about, whether it's a practice or in a match. I mean, they got to do their thing, but right. Staying calm is part of the whole formula, I'm sure, for golf. Having that even keel. As players, you're hoping that they kind of have that to keep them settled down a little bit.
Well, absolutely. Big thing I always say is never get too high, never get too low. You got to accept the mediocre shots. Not every shot's going to be perfect, exactly how you planned it to be. And the other big thing I preach is two-putting. Get on the green and two-putt, get out of there. You got to know which putts you got to try to make and which ones just get close and leave yourself a very makeable second putt. So. The kids are probably sick of me saying that, but it's the truth, and that's how you score in golf. And we've done that for the most part this year, and have had success doing that.
Let's talk about the makeup of this year's team. Take us through all your players and everybody. Sounds like they're playing pretty well.
Yeah, we really have a core of 5 really solid golfers, led by our 3 returning letter winners from last year. Our senior captain George Palermo. Last year he tied in the pre-district tournament, lost in the playoff, went on to districts. He's led the team so far this year. He's been a great leader for the other kids and the other players. He's playing well. And then 2 juniors, Jessica McClennan and Morgan Long. They just play great. They're rock steady, day in, day out. They work hard, and the 3 of them have really led the team. Their scoring averages are so close, and they're separated by less than a stroke. So. They've really been the leaders for us. And then we've had freshman Noah Long and junior Zack Young have stepped up and really taken control of rounding out our scoring for us. And all 5 of them are playing great golf.
You're traveling a lot at MMI Prep with the golf. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about the home course.
Yes, we play at Valley Country Club down in Sugarloaf. It's a beautiful track. It's tough. It's tight. The greens are some of the hardest around that you'll see. It's again why we preach two-putting so much and just know which ones to get close and which ones you can try to take a run at. But it's a beautiful track. The kids know it well, and it's a big advantage for us playing there, I think.
Golf season's really short, so if there are some things you got to work on as a player, as a team overall, when you're trying to make the next step, you got to do it quickly. So let's talk about the next couple of weeks. Will be pretty busy here for everybody with golf, and especially at MMI Prep.
Yeah, absolutely. We're obviously back in the full swing with school in session, so these kids have a big workload to handle, and I think that's part of the expectation that they know. As far as golf goes, we'll stay at it. We'll keep practicing. We'll keep working hard. Pre-districts is in 9 days. We've had 4 of the 4 qualify so far, and then the team playoff, like I said, is Wednesday the 25th. So I think it's the 25th to 27th, whatever that Wednesday is. So we're looking forward to that, and the kids will work hard, and we'll show good for MMI.
All right. Well, we wish you well. Great to see you here at McCarthy Tire Service, and best of luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Continuing the conversation, MMI Prep Golf, George Palermo with us. You're a senior, and George, you're a busy guy. You're playing a lot of sports at MMI, but you're a really good student as well. So talk about that balancing act first up with being a 3-sport guy and being able to handle the academic load.
Well, first, thanks for having me on the show, Mr. Mendola. And a big thing in MMI is the ability to balance the workload. That's preparation for college, and I'm also involved in a lot of extracurricular activities, so I think that just adds to your overall persona when you're at MMI, to be able to play multiple sports and balance the workload and extracurricular activities such as clubs at the school. So it only helps your overall character.
You said you're busy with activities, mock trial, FBLA. Take us through some of those things that you do when you're not doing sports.
It's honestly just a great way to hang out with friends, and I potentially see myself, as you said, with mock trial going into law when I'm older. So it only helps me in the long run. Mock trial is a club where you go and practice going to court and practice being an attorney. So yeah, it's just things I like to do to better myself and have fun doing it as well.
Of course, your family's always there for you. Talk about how they inspire you and always are there for you, no matter if it's being at a sporting event or making sure you're getting to your mock trial on time.
Yeah, my family really has built me the person I am to be today ever since I was little. With sports per se, my dad and me would always be out at the field hitting baseballs, and as far as academics go, my mom is a really hard worker, and she's always instilled in me the characteristics and the things needed to succeed. And one thing I want to shout out on this is that my two grandparents, no matter, a lot of times in MMI, you'll have only a few people in the stands for the games, and my grandparents are always there in the freezing cold weather for baseball and everything. They're always there, so I wanted to shout them out.
That's awesome to hear. And of course, getting support from the grand folks is awesome. History and government, a couple of your favorite subjects, and that kind of works into that law area that you're looking at.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not much really of a math and science guy, but I love the humanities and watching talk shows at night on Fox News and all that. So yeah, those are my favorite classes.
Going to career, or going to get into the possibly a political career, you said law.
Yeah.
When you get older, or a couple of the goals you may have, and how you're poking away right now at some of those colleges, far away, close. Does it really matter?
No, I've seen a variety of colleges so far. I've seen schools down south. I looked at Tulane University and the University of Miami. And in these upcoming weekends, I'm going to see schools in Washington, D.C. and in Boston. So as of now, it's up in the air. But
sounds like you got eyes wide open wherever the wind blows.
Wherever it takes me, honestly. It's
a great attitude. Love it. Some of those teams you love competing against, Redeemer and SEM, two other good academic schools as well, and two good golf teams too.
Yeah, no, it's always a big rivalry with Wyoming Seminary, that we're the kind of the two prep schools. So it's always, when we have those games, it's always a fire in your stomach to beat them. And I know that this year for the Wyoming Valley Conference Golf Championship, we're going to be playing Holy Redeemer, so I had to put them down as our rivals. Awesome.
As far as your family, you talked about the support. Any golfers in the family that you're able to hit the links with?
Yeah, my Uncle Chris, two of my uncles play golf, and they were the ones who really got me into it when I was little. They'd go and play tournaments, and I would always stay home, so I thought, I'm going to try golf. And they really got me into it. And a family friend of mine, Kevin Lamont, bought me all my clubs and got me going in the sport as well. So, yeah, they really influenced me to play.
And your teammates, let's talk a little bit about them. What's it like to play with them?
Oh, they're all great. My 6 teammates, but we have a big golf team, not just the starters. There's like 24 of us that play. And at MMI, it's a close-knit community, so we're all really good friends. So it just makes the sport that much better when you can relate with them.
Well, George, great to hear from you. Of course, you seem to pass around the thanks to everybody. Sounds like a great young man. You got a really bright future. We wish you the best.
Thank you very much.
Jessica McClennan joining us. She is a junior from MMI Golf here on the John Mendola Show at McCarthy Tire Service at Wilkes-Barre. And Jessica, it's your junior year, and you're out there golfing. So talk about how you got involved with the game of golf.
I started when I was about 3 years old because my uncle is a golf pro in the area, so he started me really young. So that's probably why I'm still stuck with it.
As far as your game, talk about how it's evolved over the years, and maybe in the beginning you probably could hit a real small drive to where you are now.
Yeah, in the last 3 years or so, I've gotten a lot straighter and farther, and my short game's improved a lot because I realized you could drive for show, but if you can't putt, you're not going to score anything. All your strokes are on the putting green. So it's more important about getting the ball in the hole, so that's what I've been focusing on. But I mean, I didn't put driving and irons on the back burner. I still practice them.
Talk about playing at your home course. What's that like?
I like Valley Country Club because it's a real challenge. You have to really play there a lot to understand the course and where to put it on the green. There's a lot of holes that you have to hit the left side of the green if the pin's on the right because it'll roll there, obviously. And then it's one of the courses that throws the other team for a loop, so we have the advantage.
You enjoy bowling and basketball, a couple other things that you're involved with. Talk about those sports.
Yeah, so bowling I started when I was really young too, and it's more of a pastime in the winter, and basketball is also a pastime. I play on the MMI team.
Let's talk about some of the clubs and organizations you're involved with at MMI. You're quite busy, much like George.
I am, yeah. I do mock trial, FBLA, PJS, which is a science competition, and Interact Club, so that's more volunteer work.
And how about physics and German, two subjects that pretty hard. I never had either of those subjects, so they're probably pretty challenging.
Yeah, I really like physics because I like all types of sciences, especially hands-on and like science that applies to the real world, so like acceleration, speed, and things like that. And then I just like learning different languages, and German is one that I really like, and I love our teacher. She makes it really applicable to the real world. It's not just learning from a textbook. So.
Collegiate golf. You want to do golf in college? Talk about where that came from and what you're looking at. Again, it's your junior year, so you still got some time, but.
Yeah, college golf is definitely what I'm working for right now, building up my resume and everything. I just don't want to give up the competitive side of the game yet. So. And
as far as some of the rivals, everybody loves the golf against Holy Redeemer.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
Yeah, they are. Holy Redeemer is definitely going to be a challenge, but I think we're up for it, and we're in the right position right now. We have a lot of potential, so they're in for it.
A lot of participation. George was saying about 24 golfers.
Yeah, we have a lot behind us too, besides just our top 6, so we could really play anybody.
Well, great to hear about you in your golf game, and sounds like you got your act together.
Yeah.
So we wish you the very best.
Thank you.
Morgan Long joining us. He's a junior here for MMI Golf, and Morgan, let's talk about your game right now, where you feel like you're at here in your junior season as far as your play.
Well, so far I made some progress this year. Every year I seem to gain at least a couple strokes of improvement. This year so far, pretty much my scoring average has been around a 40 or 41 almost every match, so I'm pretty happy with that. But we have pre-districts coming up here in districts, so if I want to advance a little further, I probably have to lower it just a little bit.
How about your teammates overall? A lot of depth on this team, huh?
Yeah, my teammates are great. We couldn't have gotten this far without my team. Love my teammates. They're all great, and they all play well too when we need them.
About helping each other. You get to different sports, and sometimes things are a little bit different. But in the sport of golf, little tips you may see from some of the younger golfers, including your brother Noah, who's on the team as well. I'm sure you give him some.
Yeah, we play together every match really, and I always support him, and he always supports me. If we have a bad shot, we're just like, if we're obsessing over the bad shot, we'll just be like, shake it off, bro, and we just get over it together, and we get through the matches together.
Let's talk about some other things you're involved with. Karate, something that you do. Is it something that you're real serious about? Or?
Yeah, a couple years ago I actually got my black belt in karate, so I've been doing it for a very long time.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What's that like to compete and be able to train to get to that level?
It's a challenge actually. I had to take a 4.5-hour test for my black belt, but it's worth it in the end. I learned a lot of things, and I am still learning things as I progress.
How about the discipline from something like karate, how that carries over into life itself?
Yeah, it really teaches me to really gather myself in times where I really just want to get upset or anything. Even in golf, it really helps me because sometimes I really try not to let my emotions take over, and discipline really helps me gather myself when I have a bad round.
Gathering yourself for busy work. You're involved with a bunch of stuff at school as well, other than sports. So talk about them.
Yeah, I'm in the FBLA club, mock trial, and PJAS. For FBLA, actually this year I made it to the national conference in California, so that was probably the big success out of those this year. Well,
congratulations!
Thank you.
You're knocking it out of the park everywhere. It seems like computer science, biology, a couple favorite subjects. Carrying a 4.0, I'm sure the family's pretty proud of you.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope to think that. So, yeah.
How about just being able to continue to work forward to have some big goals down the road? So you still got another year before you start thinking about colleges, but have you kind of laid that foundation yet?
Yeah, well, I've always been interested in computer science, but I'm not really sure actually what I want to do with my life yet. Hopefully I'll figure that out in the near future here, but big year this year.
All right, well, continued success, and then having some fun with your brother on the team and the rest of your teammates.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Zack Young joining us from MMI Golf. And Zack, let's talk a little bit about your golf game. Where are you at this year?
I'm around bogey golf consistently, sometimes a little higher, sometimes a little lower, but the main thing I have to focus on is consistency.
We all need to get a little bit more consistent.
Yeah.
But in your game, would you kind of focus on whether it's putting, the short game? I mean, all coaches say, hey, they got to work on the short game. That's so important.
Well, this year I've had a lot of 3 putts, so that's one thing I have to focus on. And when I'm hitting my drives, I slice it a lot, so that's another thing I'm working on.
And your teammates are pretty darn good. How about a couple of golfers that you've seen improve this year?
My one good friend, Tyler Dagenhart's really improved. Another kid who's improved is Alex Klein, and the freshman, Noah Long, he's really impressed me.
How about having all those golfers out there on the course? And obviously only so many can score, but just being able to get everybody to get a little participation and have some fun out there.
Yeah, well, we send 6 starters out. We take 4 scores, so like we kind of compete within each other, and we kind of pick each other up when we're having an off day. So it's really nice to have all of us out there at once.
Come from a big family, and
Yep.
everybody has their thing. Any other golfers in the family, or is that you?
Well, I'm the golfer, and so is my youngest sister, Maddie.
Doing a great job carrying a 4.0. So talk about the job at school. It's a hard work, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's hard because sometimes we don't get home until around 8 from our matches, and then the rest of the night might be spent studying, and there's been a bunch of late nights too.
And computer science is something you're looking forward to
Yep.
in college. Talk about some of those high school subjects there at MMI that you really enjoy.
I really enjoy math with Mrs. Moyer. She's a great teacher, and Mr. Prati is a really funny guy. I like his statistics class.
Nice. And as far as your role models in your life, talk about people that are constantly either inspiring you or pushing you a little bit.
Well, Coach Jay over there is always inspiring me, but he always has really good pregame pep talks, and my dad, he always keeps me focused on what I'm doing next in life, college, and going forward past that.
Right. Well, basketball's another sport you like. You do that just for fun or something you're pretty serious about?
I'm pretty serious about basketball. I play for the school's team with Joe Flanagan, another great coach.
Coach Flanagan, a little different style maybe, right?
Yeah, Coach Jay is more of the supportive type. Coach Flanagan's more of a motivator.
Yeah, he's done a nice job with the teams that he's at. He always tries to get the best out of you. So, well, Zachary, we appreciate your time, and best of luck with the rest of your golf year.
All right, thank you.
Noah Long from the MMI Golf Team. He is a freshman. And Noah, so feeling comfortable about your team right off the bat. You have your brother, so probably you feel like, hey, this is going to be fun this year. Well, what's it been like with them?
Yeah, we play with each other every match, and it's been easy to concentrate. I'm used to playing around him and against him, and it makes me want to work harder.
What is it about your game that you think is positive this year?
My short game's pretty good this year. Been making some nice putts, and chipping's been great for me too.
Think about golf. You don't have to be, real tall, real big.
Yeah.
So obviously, right now you're still growing. It's your freshman year, but how long are you off the tee right now?
I can probably hit my drive like around 225-ish, and my mid game is strong. I'm able to hit some greens, so yeah, it puts me in good positions.
What do you think about the course this year, your home course, and you have a favorite hole there?
Probably hole 1. It just feels great when you pipe a tee shot, and you're able to get a par or birdie on that hole.
Basketball, another sport.
Yeah.
What is it about the game of ball you love?
I don't know. It feels great when you make a shot, and it's just a fun sport to play.
Any outside game? Can you shoot the 3?
Yeah, that's my best part of the game.
All right, nice to hear. Let's talk about some of the things you're involved with, FBLA and mock trial. What do you enjoy about them?
Well, this will be my first year doing both of them, and just helps you grow your leadership in FBLA and gives you experience in some of those fields when you're looking for a career choice.
Let's talk about the team bonding, some practice rounds, and getting those in.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's all for fun. Hey, who's going to win this hole? Different things like
Yeah.
that. Talk about the competition, because everybody's probably pushing each other.
Yeah, everybody likes to compete against each other, and everybody's great on the team. And when you win a hole, it just feels awesome.
And grade point average 3.85. You like science in school, so let's talk a little bit about down the road. Are you thinking about any majors? Still got tons of time yet before that comes? Or
Not really sure about that yet, but there's a lot of doors open for me. So
some role models right now that you look up to in sports?
yeah, Tom Brady. I'm a huge Patriots fan. I just love how he continues to strive to do his best. And Jordan Spieth, he practices nonstop and always wants to do great.
Let's talk about some of these players on your team and watching some of the little things that they do with your golf game. If it's not your brother, who are some of the other players, girls or guys on this team? Because there's some quality players.
Yeah, if it's not my brother, then it's George Palermo, number 1. He hits a long drive, and he has a great short game. And same with Jessica McClennan and Zack Young too. So,
Jessica saying, hey, I started young, and something she wants to do at the next level in college. What do you see when Jessica's out there playing?
she just gets locked in, and she just plays great.
appreciate your time here to talk about your golf game and all the other important things you're doing at MMI. We wish you the very best.
All right, thank you.
MMI Prep Golf here at McCarthy Tire Service on the John Mendola Show.